about Philip Houston? I'm going with Philip. Come on, man. Do one, get one for the Texas boys
and
here tonight.
I would have taken the low-hanging fruit from the pole, but Kel Westover is going to lead us to green, and he'll be tough in that last under construction MB Custom 15W. The field hustles into turns 1 and 2 on the first of 40 trips around the Heart of Texas Speedway.
Well, there's the 29 of Keith Hammett. Hammett says, you guys didn't pick me, but you know what? I don't care. I'm looking forward to driving to the front of the field. Off at turn number 4, he's trying to take the lead away from Westover. Gets it done.
He does get it. Way down the back straightaway. They're at the midpoint of the back straightaway. Kel Westover going to slide down to the bottom across the snoot of the 29. Westover trying to roll with that momentum and lead the second lap. And they'll make a little bit of contact to the line. Dead heat at the line.
Dead heat at the line. Keith Hammett back to the bottom of the racetrack. Westover up top. Hammett will take the lead back this time.
Back into turn number 3. How about Kyle Brown rolling up inside of the top 5 now? That Harris Auto Group number 21K is rolling to the occasion. Here comes Kyle Brown. He's going to rim ride the top shelf in turns 1 and 2 as well. Off of 2, he'll find a good run to the outside of the 71 of Philip Houston. Good race for 4th down the back straightaway.
Man, Kyle Brown needs a good run here tonight. It'd be fantastic to see him, you know, if nothing else, stay in the top 5. But if he could run to the front of this field, it'd be even more fantastic. Is if you want to make some hay, you got to clean off your own line, and we'll see if maybe it takes a few laps. But if that line might come in around the top of the racetrack. Strickler tried the top at turns 1 and 2 that time, but he had some breathing room between him and Houston, so no worse for wear as they work their way off of turn 4.
Yeah, it may take a little bit. Some guys may have to move up in the middle and start throwing some crumbs up there for this top to come back in and really be able to make some hay around the racetrack right now, as Joe Chisholm to the outside of the 20th Sanders. That's the best battle right now around the racetrack. And we got contact over here off of turn number 2. Around goes Jason Ingles. And that will bring out the caution flag for the check. He'll race his way to 4th to the front of the 29 of Hammett now.
Yeah. Oh, Hammett had to shut it down to avoid Joe, and he nearly loops it as we get them all stacked up now. Off of turn 4, that was an accordion effect. That started with Hammett getting loose.
Strickler is going to lose one spot to Sanders. Now Sanders going to dial up the crosshairs of the back deck lid of the 24 of Chisholm for the race lead.
Yep, here comes Tanner Mullins as well, last night's winner, now into the top 3 as he drives by the 8 of Strickler. Mullins now looking to the backside of car number 20 as Sanders hustles off the bottom of turn number 2. Sanders looking for the lead, this time through 3 and 4.
Your top 3 cars separated by the same distance around the speedway as they exit 4 this time. Jim Chisholm continues to lead. With the Army Contractors number 20, the 5-time champ Rodney Sanders in 2nd. Good run for him on this restart, the 0-2 of Mullins. How about Joe Chisholm sparking arcing on the outside of the racetrack? Into turn number 3, Joe Chisholm's going to stay committed to the outside for the time being. Going to try to flash to the outside of the 8 of Strickler this time off of 4. Here comes Joe Chisholm rolling the top.
Joe Chisholm, about the only guy who's able to make it work up there. He hasn't gained ground, but he hasn't lost a lot either. Right now in that 5th spot, trying to work over the 8 of Kyle Strickler. In front of him, Rodney Sanders all over the backside of the 24C of Jim Chisholm out in front.
At the 24, Chisholm makes him a little bit of a mistake. He may open up the door for Sanders. Sanders keeping him honest right here as they roll back into turn number 3.
Look at Joe in the 25. Joe just rolled around the 8 of Kyle Strickler on the top side of the speedway, takes over the 4 spot. So keep your eyes on that 25 car as we work through this one, especially if we stay green and can get him some traffic. Joe Chisholm might have something working on the top part of the racetrack.
He took Strickler by
continues to try the top side of the speedway at turns 1 and 2 in.
Well, you got to love that young man's tenacity to not budge off that top shelf of the racetrack. He is getting every little bit out of that number 25 Skyrocket race car tonight. Hustling back into 1. Smoking Joe, living up to his moniker tonight. He is smoking the right rear up on the top shelf. Into turn number 3, going to drop down up in front of the 8 of Kyle Strickler now. Over to you, Eric.
You know, a driver we need to keep an eye on started 19th tonight. Alex Williamson just drove his way into the 6th spot, on the outside of the top 5 right now. Alex Williamson has a hot rod here tonight with Kyle Strickler, the next victim on the board as they work their way through turns 3 and 4.
Henry Checkford
behind the wheel of that 15 at WX.
Speaking of valiant efforts as well, Trevor Hughes, how about him 22nd starting up to 8th now for Trevor Hughes. What a run for Trevor.
Fantastic run for the driver behind the wheel of car 712 here tonight. We've got just 3 laps to go. Jim Chisholm continues to lead Rodney Sanders, Tanner Mullins, Joe Chisholm, and Kyle Strickler, your top 5.
Boy, Chisholm is batting 1,000% here outside of last night. He did come home one spot short last night, but Jim Chisholm has taken a liking to the Heart of Texas Speedway. That there is no doubt. If he can get this one done here tonight, that'll be 3 in his last 4 starts as they'll roll off of 4 this time to the Ho-Chit Town Saloon. Last call, Eric, bring us home here on night number 1 of the USMTS season.
Doctor's coat in the air, 1 lap to go for the 24C of Chisholm. Sanders will take one last peek to the inside in 3 and 4. Drives it deep to the bottom of the racetrack. Can't pry Chisholm off of it. Chisholm opens up his title defense with a win here tonight at Heart O Texas Speedway.
No better way to show up with a brand new season and to show up and show out. Jim Chisholm means business once again here in 2025. What a display for that driver tonight. Worked his way early.
Yeah, I mean, when I came out and saw that bottom start to really pack it, I'm like, man, we got that. This is good, really good for us, and really pleased with the way that this track is. I mean, we've been here, I think, 5 times now or 6. We struggled the first night in that invitational race, but this place has provided a lot of really good racing and a lot of really fun for me, and I love all the people that could come down here and support this place, and I hope they keep on going like this.
Man, you had Rodney right there nipping at your heels, and when you go back and watch the video, you'll see if you'd have made any sort of bobble, he would have been right there late. Did you feel like you were getting pressured at all in the closing laps?
Yeah, I mean, I could hear him every once in a while sneak up, and I knew that if I missed the bottom ever so slightly, but really kind of struggled over there in 3 and 4. It seemed like to keep it around pinch tight enough, and there's a few times that I know I messed up, so I know he had to close a little bit, but this thing seems to feel really good in a lot of different conditions, so really excited to see what this car can come with.